Hello, I'm Teresha Young, a relationship master coach, and welcome to Real-ationship Talk. For this week's question, I have been asked, what can I do to help me have higher self-esteem? I have low self-esteem issues, and it doesn't matter what I do to overcome it, it always seems to be there. There's so much I want to do in life, but I feel worthless, helpless, and so self-critical. So I don't even bother trying out new things or trying difficult things. I'm always doubting myself and my capabilities, blaming myself or questioning if people really like me or will they continue to like me. Will I do something wrong or make a mistake? So I hide myself away from social situations. I really want to overcome this once and for all, as it feels negative on my life and it's impacting my relationships too, and my confidence in everything I do. It's such a heavy feeling that I live with every day, and each morning I wake up dreading what the day faces, and it's upsetting and demoralizing. What can I do to help me have higher self-esteem? I'm sorry to hear that you are experiencing low self-esteem and for the way that you describe how it's presenting itself in your life. I can only imagine how difficult it feels to be waking up that morning and just dreading how the day is going to pan out. And I think it's really fair to say that we all at some point in our life have experienced a lack of confidence, the belief in our capabilities, not feeling good about ourselves, or sometimes not even feeling good enough. In actual fact, low self-esteem is a very common issue that many of my coaching clients present to me when they first start working with me, because it's so easy for us to underestimate ourselves and overestimate the nature of the difficulty that we are facing. And this is what I work with them to overcome. Well, what is self-esteem? Because you've spoken about you having low self-esteem. So what is it? Well, self-esteem is the opinions and the beliefs that we have in ourselves. It's how we value and how we see ourselves in our relationships, in the world, our place. And if low self-esteem becomes a lasting problem, it can really have serious and negative results on our overall well-being, our lives, and our relationships. Not only that, we can also develop unhealthy habits. So I'm not sure whether you have found yourself developing some unhealthy habits too. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a food-related habit. It could be anything in terms of some of the things that you're doing each day that are not serving you. The thing is, when we don't feel good about who we are and what we do, we can really find it difficult to have the motivation to boost our self-esteem. It is a vicious cycle that we can go in, and that's probably why you are finding it difficult to overcome it, because you are repeating a pattern and you're going around in a vicious cycle. And there's so many things that can cause low self-esteem. I mean, I'm just looking here in your question, you haven't actually specified what has caused your low self-esteem, and it differs for every single person. So it may be helpful for you to go back and think over your past. What triggered you to start having low self-esteem? It could be from childhood, because I know that for many of my clients it has stemmed from childhood. It could be something that someone said to them or something they did and it felt like a mistake, or they were mocked for it and they didn't feel included. Maybe they felt excluded, they didn't feel appreciated, they felt rejected. See if you can go back, because that will help you to also heal the situation that you were in. The most important thing for you to remember is that you deserve to feel good about who you are. You have every right to feel worthy, to feel that you are capable of achieving every single thing that you want to achieve. You are more than capable of achieving every single thing that you want to achieve. But we have to take a step back and unpick where you are at and give you some really good techniques and ways to help you to improve your self-esteem, because it will feel difficult at first, but it's about getting yourself into a habit. But the first thing you can do is actually start. So what can you do? Well, first thing is to start recognizing the good things about yourself. It's about having an attitude of gratitude, because gratitude is a fantastic antidote when it comes to feelings of low self-esteem, unworthiness, being helpless, lacking confidence, all of those symptoms that you have presented. So I would encourage you to write a list of 10 positive aspects about you. 10 great things about your qualities, because if you seek, you shall find. And it may feel like there's nothing good about you right now, but I'm going to challenge your thinking on that and say that there is. So 10 positive aspects about you, 10 of your most amazing qualities, your attributes, things that you do well. And then also do a list of 10 things that you are grateful for accomplishing. So 10 things that you are grateful for in terms of your successes. Okay, list that out. And these can be for the past, and it can also be for where you are now. You may even future project and talk about things that you will be grateful for or positive about in the future. Now, sometimes we can find it quite difficult to state positive things about ourselves, or even to remember great successes in our life. They do exist, but if you are finding it challenging, think about maybe a few compliments, 10 maybe, that have been given to yourself. I'm sure there are situations where people have complimented you on anything. It could be about something that you've done. It could be about the way that you have done something. It could be about your physical appearance. Whatever it is, there will be some compliments. Write it down and revisit that every single day. Look back over these 10 positive aspects of yourself, 10 things that you are proud of achieving and accomplishing, and 10 compliments that will really help to boost your self-esteem. Another thing that you can do is to build positive relationships. Now, you've spoken about how you have hidden yourself away from social situations. So see if you can really focus on building some positive relationships and associating yourself and surrounding yourself with people that help to uplift you, that thrust you forward, brighten up your day, people who can really motivate you. Because sometimes we find that we can have low self-esteem because we are surrounding ourselves with people who are putting us down. They are very negative themselves. They have an attitude of not wanting to change their circumstances. And when we are around people who generally feel quite negative about life, it can really seep into our energy. So it's a case of seeing if you can invest your time and your energy in people that help you to feel good and to help you to feel better about yourself. And equally, when you are surrounding yourself with those type of people, you too will be injecting your positive nature and your character into their lives. It's a win-win situation. A key thing is to start trusting yourself. You spoke about having a lack of confidence, feeling unworthy. And one way to start trusting yourself more is to be decisive. Each day, focus on a goal. I would encourage you each day before you go to bed, think about 3 things that you are going to commit to doing the following day. It doesn't have to be a massive goal. It could be something small. But when you make a decision and you actually fulfill your goal, you are trusting in yourself. You are saying, I committed to doing this and I've done it. Go me. Give yourself a pat on the back for doing that. The more that you can start building that trust in yourself and in your capabilities, and that you fulfill your commitments and you make decisions. And sometimes we make decisions and we look back and think that perhaps wasn't the greatest decision, but it's a learning to learn from that. There's a learning from that experience. So you can take that learning and say, well, what would I do differently? So be decisive each day before you go to bed, is to just say, what 3 things can I do tomorrow that I'm going to commit to? And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do my best to do that. So low self-esteem can take a while to build. So I encourage you to go gently with yourself and with the process. But if you can do at least those 3 things, and it works magically for my coaching clients, so I know it can work for you too, if you put in a concerted effort to do so. So remember, it's about building those positive relationships with other people, building that trust with yourself, and recognizing the good things. Now, I'm sending you so much love for this journey. And for everybody else who is listening to this thinking, that really resonates with me. I have low self-esteem and I'm not quite sure why I have it, but what I do know is that I want to overcome it. Or you may be having some other challenges and difficulties or struggles in your self-love or when it comes to love and relationships. Then the best thing you can do is to reach out to me, because I would love to see if I can find ways to help you for your personal situation. So do book in a call with me. You can find that on my website, www.tereshayoung.com, and I'll drop a link to that in the description or the comment section below. Because when we work very closely together, I am sure that you can move from where you are to where you want to be. So thank you for listening to this week's Real Relationship Talk. Until next week's talk, take great care of yourself and other people.